To the 9th of September. Now, the festival will be hosted at the Fugard Theatre and consists of world-class books, panel discussions, workshops and masterclasses. This year's edition will also once again team up with the African Centre for Cities to present a number of events exploring urban issues. It has established itself as one of the most innovative literature festivals in South Africa. Just last year, nearly 10,000 people attended the festival's record of 140 events. But to tell us more, we joined from our Cape Town studios by Tony Stewart, who is a performer and Open Book Festival participant. A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us and welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, Simpiwe. Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
First of all, talk us through what this event is all about and what we should expect this year.
So, Open Book Festival has been running for a number of years. It celebrated its 10th birthday last year. It's a 5-day book festival that also includes Comics Fest and Co-Create Poetica, which is a poetry-focused 2 days with events with poets from across the country and the world. And so what happens is the book festival takes over the Homecoming Center, the District 6 Homecoming Center in town, as well as the Fugard Theatre and the A4 Arts Foundation on Buitenkant Street. And thousands of people come to a range of events. So we have authors, we have illustrators, we have poets, we have performances, we have discussions, everything from feminism to kind of the latest political issues, and people really are engaging with the writers. We also have book signings, and there's also a lot of events for children and for families.
As one of the participants in this year's edition, take us through what you will be contributing to this festival.
So I'm a poet and I have a range of events. One of the kind of ones I'm most excited about is I've been collaborating with a dancer from the UK named Ella Mesmer, and we're doing a kind of joint poetry and dance performance called Papillon that explores mixed heritage, womanhood and identity. And that's happening on Wednesday, the 5th of September at the Fugard Studio. And there's a number of poets in South Africa who collaborate across art forms. It allows us to stretch what we do. It allows us to take our work to new places. And then something else that I'm really excited about is an event called Poetry Matters with Iranian-Swedish poet Athina Farrokhzad and also South African acclaimed poet Vangi Gancho, who is also the founder of an independent publishing house called Impepo Press. And her debut collection, Red Cotton, is out. So I'll be speaking to Vangi and Athina next Saturday just about why poetry matters, why they write, and the power of both of their work. Each of these writers use poetry to talk about things that are quite close to the bone and often quite kind of hard-hitting and also quite tender subjects. And so that's another one to look forward to. And then the InZync Wisdoms of Water event is the closing event for the Open Book Festival next Sunday evening. And there'll be Babs Gons from Holland, Athina Farrokhzad again, as well as Kwaz Root and Jolyn Phillips, also from South Africa. Jolyn Phillips is a really exciting poet. Her debut collection, Raadbraak, won the UJ Prize last year for the first writing work. And so all of us are exploring the wisdoms of water. We'll be doing a journey together throughout the festival, visiting different sites in Cape Town, the Muizenberg kind of beach area, Table Mountain, and speaking to different people who've been doing work around water, and then together and on our own writing poems, which we'll then share at the InZync's Wisdom of Water event on Sunday.
You've been in the art space for quite a while now. I mean, your work has been published in anthologies, journals, non-fiction books, locally and abroad. What would you single out as the highlights of your career?
That's a hard one, because I think I've been so blessed that every year something new comes along. But I'd like to say that one of the highlights is I was lucky enough to be the founding curator of Co-Create Poetica, so the poetry program of Open Book, and working with Frankie Murray and Mervyn Sloman to bring poetry and kind of give it a bigger space in the festival was definitely a highlight for me. And then I'd say another highlight is a collaboration that I did with a flamenco dance company in London called ... Dance. And so we combined poetry and flamenco and performed that in London and in Manchester.
Do you think South Africans are reading enough? And if not, what do you think needs to be done, to promote the culture of reading?
So I don't have the latest stats. I am aware that there are a number of initiatives that are really working to bring books to South Africans and to encourage reading across spaces. I think one of our biggest problems is that we're not publishing enough in all our languages. And so often people say, oh, South Africans aren't reading, but the books that are most readily available are only in English and Afrikaans. And so there's a strong movement for people to publish and write in our other indigenous languages as well. And so I think if we really want to get more people reading, that's the thing that we need to be focusing on. We need to be encouraging writers to write in their indigenous languages. We need to be encouraging publishers, and we need to be giving, we need to have kind of private companies and government come on board to support the establishment of publishing houses that publish across in these indigenous languages, and then training people, translators, editors in all of these, in the languages, not just English and Afrikaans.
All right, Tony, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me. Have a beautiful Saturday.
You too. Thank you. Happy Spring Day. Well, that is Tony Stewart talking to us about the Open Book Festival that will take place in Cape Town next week. All right, let's go for an ad break now. It is 17 minutes past 7.